Hi everyone, it's Barry here from Mitosu. Thank you for joining me today, and thank you for joining me for this week's Funfold Friday video tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you how you can make a double-side pop-out card using a variety of Stampin' Up products, all of which can be purchased from our online shop. Details can be found on the screen right now. So if you like anything you see me using during today's demonstration, then do please head over to that link down there and you can purchase your craft supplies from us. So that's if you live in the UK, France, Germany, Netherlands, Austria, Belgium and Ireland. You can shop with us using that link on the screen right now. So I'm going to crack on with today's demonstration, so sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy what I have planned for you today. So some of the main products I'm going to be using for today's demonstration is the Take to the Skies 12x12 Designer Series paper pack. So I'm going to be using this one here. So it's a very manly, masculine set with its colours and obviously its planes. So it's very male orientated, so it's perfect. So I'm going to be making for this particular card, I decided I'm going to make a Father's Day card because it is the 14th of June 2024 at the moment, and it is Father's Day in a couple of days time. So I figured this is a good opportunity to make my dad his card, and using this lovely Designer Series paper pack. But as I'm making a Father's Day card doesn't mean that this fold needs to be a Father's Day card. It can be used for absolutely anything which you've got. So just by changing out your pattern paper, changing out your stamp sets, you can turn this into any event or any theme which you want. So, but I thought it was a good opportunity for me to use this paper here. So as I said, it's a very manly, masculine set. So you've got the very neutral colours in this. So you've got one piece of paper. I've already gone and cut this down. So this is a 12x12 piece, and this will have on one side it's kind of got your maps here in your greys, but on another side it's got your pre-cut top, or not pre-cut, but you've got them in there and you just cut them out, but you've got your toppers which you can use for your card. So I'm actually going to be using one of these for today's project, which is why this one's already cut up. Another piece of the paper which you've got in here is these lovely planes. So we've got these ones and a very neutral map orientation. On the other side we've got some clouds, and again a neutral one on the other side. Nice pattern, neutral pattern going on, and we've got some more planes on this side, and also again more planes, and you guessed it, a neutral pattern. And again we've got a map with a neutral pattern. So you've got some really nice ones. So you've got obviously your planes, which is, I would say, your manly side of things, but you've got some on the opposite side, you've got some other things which is just your neutral, which you can be using for anything at all. So that's the pattern paper which I'm going to be using. I'm going to pair that with the Beside Me stamp set. So this is this one here, again perfect for Father's Day because it's got this lovely sentiment down here, Happy Father's Day, and thank you Dad on this one as well. So this is one which I really wanted to use, and I just really love these images. Now we do have a colouring masterclass with this one here. I'm not going to be colouring this live for today's project, but if you would like to learn how to colour these images or other images, we do have other colour masterclasses. Do head over to our website. You can head over to mitosukcrafts.com and you can find all of our previous classes on there, and Jay actually has done a class on this where he will show you how to colour these sets. And you'll see his colouring later on anyway when I actually do them, because I've already got them pre-coloured for me. Thank you so much, Jay. But yeah, that's the stamp set which I'm going to be using for that one. I'm also going to be using one of the smaller square stitch dies from the Stylish Shape dies. So I'm going to be using one of the small ones here to just cut out something for my sentiments. So I'm just going to pop that to one side before I lose it. And that's what I'm going to be using. So I'll go through the measurements now of the card base for you, and then we'll start constructing. So everything you need to actually make the fun fold part of this card you can see on screen right now. Now I'm going to be doing this in centimetres for the demonstration, but I will write the inches measurements for you down below, so they will pop up somewhere down the bottom, somewhere down here. You'll see them pop up. So I will repeat them in the centimetres and the inches, but I will be working in centimetres for this demonstration. So don't worry if you work in either or. They will be there for you. So what you're going to need is you're going to need yourself a basic some basic card for your card base. Okay, so this here is measuring 14 centimeters by 21 centimeters, and you want to score this in half at 10.5 centimeters. So that's basically your standard kind of your A6 kind of card. You will also need another piece here measuring 4 centimeters by 11.5 centimeters. This is going to be the mechanism for the inside of the card. You will also need 2 pieces of the same size measuring 4.5 centimeters by 4.5 centimeters. These are going to be your square pop-out parts. And you'll need a panel to hide the pop-out, or to hide the mechanism. And this here is measuring 5.9 centimeters by 13.9 centimeters. So that's the piece which I'm going to be using as well, just to cover up some of the mechanism. So what I'm going to do is, first things first, is we will take this piece right here, which is the mechanism part, and we're going to bring in our trimmer, and we're going to do some scoring. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to score this along the long edge at 2 centimeters, 8 centimeters, and 10 centimeters. Okay, and then you just want to then move it back over to 6 centimeters, and you just want to pop a little mark top and bottom. So you just want to basically pop a little bit of a notch here and here. This is just so that we know where to line up our score lines in a moment. So just some kind of mark just for you for reference later on. That's all your scoring done for that part on the long edge. What we're going to do now is going to do the diagonals. So we need to score from this line, this corner up here, down to this mark here, and from this mark here down to this corner over here. So what the easiest way I do it is line up with our Stampin' Up trimmer. You can line up the score line in the track and that little mark which you just made in the track. Hold it securely and then score like so, and then you've just got to put your diagonal score line, and then just go ahead and repeat that for that one to this one here. And that's it. That's your mechanism now actually scored, ready for folding. So what we can do now is we will fold over all the straight lines. So fold and burnish. That one. That one. And that one. And then do the diagonal ones. Okay, and then we basically want to kind of just pinch in, and it naturally goes in, and do the same the other side, just kind of pinch that down and then just fold that, and that there is all you need to do for your mechanism. Okay, so you should end up with something which is looking like this. So good. So once you've gone ahead and done that, what you can do is you can now stick this to the inside of your card. So I'm going to stick this to this panel part this side here, to the what is technically the front of the card, or the inside of the front of the card, should I say. So you want to stick that to that one there. Then we're going to then pop some glue on this panel here, and then we are going to then close it over and then stick it to the other side. But I'll just go through that one with you in a second. First things first, we'll stick this one down here. So I'm just eyeballing this, just roughly in the centre. So then what you want to do is pop some glue on this little panel right here, and then we're going to then fold it over, have it in its closed up state, fold it over, and then we're going to then stick that down. So that will then end up going in like this. Now, it may be on this particular one, I am going to use my Stampin' Seal Plus, because I find it just a little bit easier, because if you use wet glue, you sometimes run the risk of running your glue along this, and therefore you're going to end up with sticky some sticky residue. So I'm just going to use this as Stampin' Seal Plus. So this is a bit like what I've just mentioned just a moment ago with your red tape. So this is our version of it, the Stampin' Seal Plus. It's designed more for construction, so it's a stronger tape than your regular Stampin' Seal. So if you're looking for a construction tape, go with a Stampin' Seal Plus. I just find this is a little bit easier, so I just popped a little bit of the liner tape on this one. I'm going to then bring this over and then have everything down and then just fold that and then just stick that down, and then that's going to then come up. I just want to run my fingers on the inside, or just my bone folder on the inside, just to make sure that is nicely stuck down. So we've got a card which folds flat, and when we open up, we have got ourselves our pop-up mechanism. We may just want to open it up completely and just manipulate this ever so slightly. So you can see my score line is just a little bit off on this side over here, but that's not an issue. I'm just going to go through and I'm just going to fold it flat, and I'm just going to burnish in the score line there. Then that way you know that you've got a card which is going to fold flat and it's going to open up flat as well. So if you'll find that you've got a little bit of buckling on that one like I just did, don't worry with it, work with it, and then just fold it through and then just manipulate and then just fold it out. It'll only be out just a slight bit. It's just natural, it's normal. Okay, so you can manipulate it. So that's that part. We're going to take our square panels right here, and we're going to now go back to using wet glue again, and I'm going to pop some glue on these triangle parts right here. So I'm being careful not to over glue it. That's where I've just going to pop my glue just on those little triangle parts here. Going to bring my square pop out pieces, and I'm just going to stick those onto that like so, and onto this. So with it in its open state like this, so this is all flat, and then stick these on so that they are flat as well. So I do apologise there, Tommy's just jumped on the computer screen. On the computer. So let's try that one again. So yeah, stick those down flat, cats. So there we have that. So you can see I'm just going to stuck it. So I've just slightly short of the score lines, just so that things don't interfere and manipulate. And just gently just make sure they fold in like so, and then they come back out again. Now just leave that to one side for a moment, just let those dry up before you do it too much. Otherwise, if you do this too soon before the glue has dried, you're just going to end up unsticking it. Okay, so once you're happy with those bits stuck down as well, or whilst you don't need to wait for those necessarily, you can go ahead and then stick some glue on this part. So like that. So I've got in that other, missing those two triangle parts off there. And then we can then grab our panel piece, and then we can then stick that onto this. That there is your hideaway, and it all just folds back in on itself, but that panel just covers up that mechanism. Like that. And that there is the pop-up card. Okay, so you can now go ahead and you can decorate this however you wish. That there is simply as simple as it gets. It's very, very easy to actually do this and have this pop-out card and have these double double pop-outs here on that. So I'm going to go ahead and now show you how you can now decorate this. So using that lovely designer series paper which I just showed you at the beginning. So I've gone ahead and I've already gone and pre-cut mine. So I'm not going to go through the measurements on this one because it all depends really on how you want to decorate your ones up. But I've got a piece which is going to stick over on this side here. I've got another thinner piece which is going to go on that one. And I've got another piece which is going to go on like so. So I'm going to go ahead and stick those down right now. Okay, so that's those ones there. I know I did just mention, obviously I won't give you the measurements for the paper. What I've done is I've actually popped them down, the measurements which I've used for this particular card, I've popped them down in the description for you. So if you want to just do it exactly as I've done, the measurements for the Designer Series paper will be down there as well for you, so you can just quickly just check that off for reference. But what I'm going to do now is I've got my paper on the inside, I've got my square which I use from the Stylish Shapes, and that's going to go on this one here. But first things first is I want to stamp the Happy Father's Day sentiments. So I'm just going to grab myself my memento. There we have it. So that's that particular one. Really nice little sentiment there. And then that one there can go on that top piece right here. So just stick that down with some glue. So as I mentioned earlier on, I'm going to be using the Besides Me stamp set. So they have already been stamped and coloured. So I'm going to be using this one here with the boy and the girl on this one. And this one here with the child being pushed on the bike. So they have been coloured, and this is from Jay's Colouring Masterclass. So this is them right now. So just look at how stunning that is. So if you want to learn how you can colour these things yourself, then do check out Jay's Colouring Masterclasses on our website as well. So we just pop the details of our website up on the screen right now. So again, mitosocrafts.com. You can head over there and check out our classes and colouring masterclasses, and check out the Beside Me colouring masterclass. So that's that particular one. And then we got this one here where you've got the child being pushed on the bike. Now these have all been done, I want to say these have been done with watercolour pencils. No, they've been done with blends. You can tell because we've got the seeping through. It's probably a mixture of blends and pencils on this. So yeah, that's that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to continue. This one's already been fussy cut out, obviously, as you can see. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to continue just cutting this one out right here. And I'm going to stick this one, is going to get stuck on here, on this panel right here. So we'll just pop some glue on that side. So again, just have a little think about what you're sticking down and what's going to be exposed. And we're going to just stick that down like that. So whilst it's still wet, I'm just going to close this up to make sure that it actually does go into the inside of the card and doesn't interfere with anything. So that's fine. So I'm happy with that. So I'll leave that now in position to dry up completely. Which is another reason why I like the Tombow wet glue, because you do, if something's amiss, you can move it quickly. And then this one here is just going to get stuck on this side. So I'm just going to pop some glue on the girl and half of the man down this side and stick it onto these clouds. And that there is the inside of my card. So I think this is a nice little bunch down the bottom down here with these ones right there. Okay, so that's a mate if my dad's watching this, mate. That's me and that's Lynn. There we go. And that can be either one of us. So there we go. And then that all then. And obviously you can see I've made a mistake there already because that there has popped out. So I just need to quickly just manipulate this. So I just need to quickly just take that one off and make sure that we saved it. Okay, so little error right there. You need to make sure that this part which you're doing doesn't overhang that card. So again, another reason why I like wet glue is you do have a little bit of time for it to sneak out. So I'm just having a little look at this one. So again, I need more of the man's body. So just be aware of that one there. I didn't take that into account when I did that. So that now closes and nothing interferes with that whatsoever. Okay, and that's what we have. So that there is my inside of my double pop-out card. So for the front cover, we're going to keep this relatively simple. So I'm going to be using some of the Designer Series paper here, which has got the planes or the map on the back side. You may wonder why I've gone and cut this out. I wanted a plane for the front, and I didn't want to cut into another piece of paper. And being that this part is going to get covered up with the topper, right here, I've gone ahead and I'm just going to cut the hole out, and that's going to get covered up like that. So these are those pieces. This is one of those pieces which I said has got all of the smaller pieces as toppers. This is one of them in there as well. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stick the planes to the front of the card. We'll stick this piece to the Knight of Navy as well. So this is slightly smaller than what it actually cuts out, because it was just still a little bit too big for the front of the card. So I've just made it a little bit smaller. So that's going to go on like that, and that's going to get covered, kind of cover up that front piece. So this on its own is a lovely card as it is. So even if you don't do the inside of the card, you can use this as a lovely Father's Day or male or female if you want. It doesn't necessarily have to be male card. So that's like that. So we've now covered up that hole, because this is my plane which I wanted, which I've gone ahead and I've gone and fussy cut out because it just needed something on the clouds right here. And I've gone ahead and I've gone and stamped the Thank You Dad has been just stamped on a bit of basic white, and that's going to go down like that. So I'm going to pop that onto some dimensionals, and that's going to get stuck on just over like that. And then we'll do the same with the plane. I haven't done it on the bottom because obviously that's going to potentially interfere with the sentiment here. So I was just having a little look to see if I had any gems. Now the embellishments which coordinate with the Take to the Sky suite are the industrial trinkets. Now we don't seem to have them. If we do, I don't know where we've put them, but they are the ones which coordinate with this, but there's some nice obviously silver ones. What I'm going to use is I've just grabbed out these ones right here, which is the adhesive backed metallic gems, and let's just see whether or not we can add a couple of these in just to give it a little bit of bling. And that's it. That there is today's fun fold card for you. So I hope you've enjoyed how I have done that today. Enjoyed how I decorated it. Like I say, the front, as I said earlier on, the front of the card is a really simple card anyway. So you can just do this as it is. So I've got two cards here. But then we're going to open this up. And then we have that on the inside, which I think is just really lovely. I think it's just lovely. But you can do it again. You can do this for anything which you've got, anything which will go on that, anything which won't obviously be too big that's going to pop out, or you can to make sure you don't make the mistake I did and just have a little look at that. And there we have it. I'm really happy with how that's come out, and I hope my dad really enjoys that, likes that card as well. And I hope I've inspired you to have a go yourself. As I just said, hope you've enjoyed watching me create this one now, and you're going to have a go yourself. Do please let us know if you have a go as well. If you've got any questions, let us know down in the comments, or just any comments you've got, just let us know down below. Or alternatively, if you've got any questions, you can email us as well. But I will say goodbye for now. Thank you so much for watching, and we will be back again with you for another Fun Fold Friday next week. So it's every Friday at 7 PM, but we also come to you live on a Wednesday and a Sunday at 7 PM as well. So if you want to come along and chat with us live, then do so. But hopefully we'll catch you at one of our recorded events or live events. But if we don't, we will see you again very soon, hopefully. Take care for now. Bye-bye.